Are you ready? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, boss.
All right. I'm Covenant. Thank you. You can start. Can you guys hear Covenant?
She's not talking now, is she?
Ah, she's talking now.
Hello, Covenant. We can't hear you.
Okay, you know what? Olivia, please take place while she tries to fix her issue.
Can you guys hear me?
You're performing magic.
Yeah. Yeah, we can hear you now.
You all can hear me now?
Yeah.
So sorry about that. Good morning, everyone. My name is Robert Covenant, and today I'll be making a presentation on chatbots. In the course of my presentation, I'll talk about the types of chatbots, how they work, the languages you need to learn to be able to code chatbots, and the tools you might need to put in place. First of all, let's talk about what chatbots are. Basically, a chatbot is a computer program that simulates and processes human conversation in either written or spoken form, allowing humans to interact with digital devices as if they were communicating with a real person. To illustrate, you may be on your system trying to check out a device or a certain product, and you have a pop-up on your screen asking if you need help. That is a chatbot offering to assist you. You can go ahead to respond, and you start having an interchange of uh, text between you and a bot on the other side. That is what the concept of a chatbot is all about. Now, I'll talk about types of chatbots. There are two main different types of chatbots. The first one is the rule-based chatbot. Rule-based chatbots follow a set of predefined rules to respond to your question. They are mainly able to respond to you based on the rules that they've been programmed with. Any question that goes beyond that the rule they recognize, they may not be able to produce an answer to your request. The AI chatbots are more advanced because they are based on machine learning. They go beyond the responding based on certain rules, but to understand the intent or the meaning of the question that you are asking. That way, they are able to supply you with a more accurate and suitable answer. How do chatbots work? Driven by AI, automated rules, natural language processing, and machine learning, chatbots process data and deliver responses to your different questions. And there are three classification models that these chatbots adopt in order to work. The first is pattern matchers, suitable algorithm, and artificial neural network. First, let's talk about the pattern matchers chatbot. Oops, I need to move this. Okay, so matchers that, excuse me, sorry. Pattern matchers chatbots are able to produce a suitable response for customers using a method called pattern matches. A standard structure of this pattern is artificial intelligence markup language. I have an example here that demonstrates how a chatbot is being programmed. You see that it follows a certain pattern. In this example, the pattern the chatbot is built to follow based on this particular question, as you can see, who is Abraham Lincoln, and then the template gives the answer. So if, for instance, a user asks or types back to a chatbot, do you know who Abraham Lincoln is? That chatbot will be able to respond to that question. Why? Because that name is in an associated pattern. So chatbots only respond to anything relating to the associated pattern, but it cannot go beyond this. In order to have a chatbot that goes beyond this, you have to look for a chatbot that uses suitable algorithm. That is what makes it to have a more advanced capability of responding. So let's talk about that particular kind of chatbots now, the suitable algorithm chatbots. For each kind of question, a unique pattern needs to be available in database for the bot to provide the right answer. Multinational, multinational naive Bayes is the best example of the algorithm in NLP and text classification. For instance, a set of sentences that belong to a particular class with new input sentences, each word is counted for its occurrence and is accounted for its commonality. Then each class is assigned a score. The highest score is the most likely to be associated with the input. Let's look at an example to better understand what that means. A class is created. In this class, a class is created called greeting, sorry. Now in this class, we have words like how are you doing, good morning, hi there. How is it classified? If for instance, a user types hello, good morning, the chatbot will recognize this input by simply checking, or the software and chatbot will simply check matches for hello, check matches for good and morning. So remember, I said that the number of words that have the highest score, the number of words that have the highest score will be used by the chatbot to determine what the response to be given back to you. So that is how um, that one works. So now let's talk about the artificial neural network. These are solutions that give the bot a way to calculate and respond to a question using weighted connections and content in data. With artificial neural networks, each sentence provided to a chatbot is broken down into different words, and each word is used as input for the neural network. Over time, the neural network becomes stronger and more advanced, helping the bot to create a more accurate set of response to common queries. I do have an example of how these inputs work. It goes from the input layer stage to the hidden stage. And at this hidden stage point, the chatbot is able to give out precise answers to your question. Moving on, we'll be talking about how you can make an intelligent chatbot. If you're considering making an intelligent chatbot, what steps should you consider? There are basically three steps. The design is the first, development, and analysis. Let's talk about the design. The design stage is essential to the entire process. The look and feel of a chatbot are extremely important because that is what will create an impression on a user. So you have to design it in a way that your user is friendly and ready to interact with with um using your website. Sorry. So the design stage involves you creating or choosing a color palette that makes the environment calm and agreeable. So in this stage too, you're able to choose a user's personnel and the bot's personnel. This stage is really intricate since the user will either feel comfortable or turn off by your bot at this point. So I just passed the development stage. So this involves making it intelligent for it to perform its functions effectively. I'm talking about the development stage of creating an intelligent chatbot. Basic chatbots can be created using chatbot developers, chatbot developer, um, or chatbot builders. In case you are unfamiliar with coding languages, you can still make a chatbot. You can do that by using development tools or simple drag and drop in a design editor. But if you want to make a more serious or advanced chatbot, you definitely have to learn some programming languages. Now, those tools and languages are things I'll talk about later on. But before that, let's talk about the analysis stage of creating a chatbot. Chatbot analytics involves the ongoing study of the bot's performance and improving it over time. A vital part of how smart an AI chatbot can become is based on how well the developer team reviews its performance and makes improvement during the chatbot's life. So an intelligent chatbot should learn and develop itself over time to provide better value to its visitors. So by analyzing the responses a chatbot gives, a developer will be able to correct the errors that it makes. This gives the chatbot the ability to be able to give a more correct answer subsequently.
So then,
Let's talk about languages
overnight.
now.
Hello. Check your chat box.
All right. So the languages you need to get familiar with encoding chatbots include Ruby, Lisp, Clojure, CSML, Python, Java, CSS, and so on. Well, some of the languages I mentioned here, like CSML, were originally created for designed for creating chatbots. So it is highly recommended that you get to master that language I just mentioned, Ruby and Lisp, mostly if you're considering creating a chatbot. So now I'll talk about the tools that you need to put in place. One of the tools is Oracle Cloud. Another one is IBM Watson. Now, these two tools are great for developing chatbots with cloud computing. They also allow you to apply natural language processing and advanced AI abilities. Remember, these two aspects in the chatbot, that's the NLP and AI, are what will assist the chatbot in able to understand your question and give you satisfying answers. So it doesn't look as if a bot is chatting with you, but to really look like it's a human being on the other side. So in conclusion, we see that many establishments, many companies, even small businesses have online presence, either by having a website, personalized website for themselves, or having social media channels. Now, it is advised that they use chatbots. Why? Because these bots are able to communicate with people, and it's almost as if they are talking to the owner of the business. Instead of wasting time to respond, which will sometimes put the customer off, they are able to respond with less time, and you, the owner of the business, will reduce costs. And also, you see that you have a lot of things done, especially when it comes to you interacting with your customer on the other side in a shorter time. So this is all I have concerning chatbots. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Olivia, please take the stand.
All right, good morning,